Prime time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
With warm temperatures in the border city, Lloyd Council is making sure their streets are prepared for the spring weather. Lloyd Street Improvement Program is done annually to address some of the roads throughout the city, and this year Lloyd is spending over $2 million on a number of areas.
The street improvement program, as we can appreciate, we have asphalt streets throughout the city, some back alley gravel, but pretty much asphalt throughout the community. One of the challenges is we go through a freeze-thaw cycle each and every year, and we're already in it right in the last day or two with plus temperatures during the day and minus temperatures at night.
Some of the locations include 29th Ave from 12th to 15th Street and 75th Ave from 43rd to 44th Street.
Funding for the program, we take various programs that we receive, grant monies from the government of Alberta, Saskatchewan, as well as the federal government, and the one known as the former gas tax refund, known as the Canadian Community Building Fund, is a perfect example where monies from there could be directed towards improving the streets.
Outside of the street improvement program, 36th Street and 40th Ave will also be receiving upgrades. St. Joseph's Elementary School has announced that work will be started on their brand new playground, and Arlene Hoffert has more.
Cheers erupted during an assembly at St. Joseph's Elementary yesterday when it was announced that the current playground is going to be replaced with a brand new structure by the end of the school year. Lloydminster Catholic School Division staff say the project could not have happened without the work of the School Community Council.
It started with a little idea. They expanded their outdoor classroom, and then our SCC started to look at other ways they could make the playground more fun for kids. And that was to replace the wooden structures that we had with something that's a little bit more current. So it takes a lot of people, and mainly the direction of our School Community Council.
Though the SCC were crucial in making the playground a soon-to-be reality, St. Joseph's staff as well as students have spent the last 5 years raising money and getting sponsors to help with the playground.
Well, students and staff have been hard at work for a long time, from fundraising to just getting the word out and getting donors to come.
LCSD Board Chair Paula Scott says that hearing the students' excitement warms her heart and that the work they've done has been significant in helping bring the playground to life.
It's just such a rewarding experience to hear how happy the kids are and to know that they're excited. And they've worked hard too, because they help with their fundraising when they do that through the school, and selling all the things that they do, the plants and the pizzas and all the different fundraising activities that they do. So they work hard too. So they're a part of this process, and it's great to see their enthusiasm and excitement for it.
Students will be able to use the new playground in early June before the school year ends. Lane Hoffert, Primetime Local News.
Randall Park Elementary School put on a French winter carnival today at their school. Our Jackson Fontaine has more on that.
Excitement swirled around Randall Park School as students participated in a variation of activities. The day gets the students out of the classroom to enjoy a nice winter day outside.
Today we're celebrating Carnival, and it's a French winter carnival that is primarily celebrated in Quebec, but we also celebrate it here at Randall Park.
A fan favorite at the school was Bonhomme, who was the mascot for the event. An opportunity for the students to learn a different culture was not something the teachers at Randall Park were going to miss out on.
The kids are getting immersed in the French culture. Being that we're in Lloydminster, there's not a lot of French speakers here, so we're trying to bring the culture to them at the school through activities and some of the cultural activities that we have here.
Homemade curling, kick sledding, and also box hockey were just some of the events planned, and the kids loved every minute of the fun indoors and outdoors.
So far, it was probably the maple taffy. I get to eat a lot of junk food.
Oh, the kids just love it, and it's just bringing the culture into the schools, and it's a day to play and have fun.
And that's all for this year's annual Randall Park Winter Carnival. Jackson Fontaine, Primetime Local News.
It's the fourth year of the donut campaign at Mother Teresa Elementary School, and this morning they wrapped up with a big announcement of how much was raised for local organizations. Our Randy Cormish has more.
In partnership with Sobeys, students designed donuts that were sold over the past 3 weeks, with all the proceeds going to 9 local organizations.
This was the biggest and best donut year for us because we had a lot of buy-in from our community, which was really awesome. We had Sobeys always in the back scenes doing all of their hard work, getting up very early in the morning. We also had Synovus Cares jump in, and then we had a top-up from Sobeys head office as well, which was really nice.
This year, the campaign donated an impressive total of $14,675.65, bringing the 4-year total to $29,379.07.
We are just so grateful for the buy-in from the community and for helping local organizations help people and animals.
Mother Teresa Elementary School and Sobeys are excited to continue the donut campaign for years to come, hoping each year is bigger and better than the last.
Bigger and better next year. Try and hit a bigger dollar. It's not as much about the fundraising is important, but it's kids building a community together and working through differences and just being a team to do what's right for their community.
With the donut campaign exceeding their goal, it was a sweet success for the Lloydminster community. Randy Cormish, Primetime Local News.
Crushing Lloydminster with their performance was Econoline Crush as they rocked at Cheers Live last night. Our Starta Lazo has more.
Lloydminster rocked out with Econoline Crush last night as they brought their high-energy show to town for the 5th stop of their 2025 tour.
I'm excited. We haven't been here in apparently 20-some years, I've been told. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm very excited about the show. And just the room is a really nice room. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to play.
20 years is a long time, and fans are thrilled to see them crushing it again on a Lloydminster stage.
I'm really looking forward to this show because I haven't been to a concert in a very, very long time. And I love smaller venues like this and alternative bands just like this.
The fans also got a chance to talk to the crew after the show during their meet and greet.
We had some great shows on the island. They were fantastic. And not next weekend, but the weekend after, we're doing a bunch of shows in Alberta, so very excited.
The crew will be bringing their crushing performance all over Saskatchewan and Alberta for their last shows for their 2025 tour. Starta Lazo, Primetime Local News.
With the warm weather here, there's tons to get up to in Lloydminster this weekend. Heather Klagas has more in this week's edition of What's Happening.
It looks like it's going to be another mild weekend, which is a great opportunity to spend some time outside enjoying your favorite winter activities like snowmobiling. The Paradise Hill Snowmobile Rally, it's coming up tomorrow. And this rally, the trail is approximately 80 kilometers long and it takes you into the northern Bronson Forest area. There's a chance to win some prizes. They're going to have a 50-50 draw alongside it as well. And it's only $25 per rider to get registered. Departure and registration starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. from the Paradise Hill Curling Arena, but you can get all the details online right now, paradisehillcommunitycenter.com. All the proceeds will go to the Paradise Hill Rec Board. An award-winning artist is taking to the stage at the Vic Juba Community Theatre next week. Kyle McKierney, who in 2023, he won the CCMA Award for Alternative Country Album of the Year for his latest album, A Traveler's Lament. He is coming to Lloydminster. He is a talented singer, songwriter, and artist, and there are still a few tickets left for his show. He's going to take to the stage on Thursday, March the 6th. Get your ticket now before they're gone. Head online, vicjubatheatre.ca. And coming up on Wednesday night, the Lloydminster Bobcats want you to wear your pink shirt to their hockey game. It's their annual Pink in the Rink night on Wednesday night. So wear pink, you'll get in for free. And that's thanks to a great partnership with the Lloydminster and District Co-op. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
And so the lovely Lane Hofford is now joining us for our weather forecast today. And so Lane, I certainly am dealing with quite a bit of water right now with how much the snow has been melting. Are we expecting those temperatures to stay at this good temperature just above zero right now, or are we going to be seeing some cold coming up over the weekend?
Oh, it's looking like it's going to be a beautiful weekend. We're staying at about the same temperatures, so yes, that does mean we're gonna have more of that water. It's that wet sock weather, but I'll take it over just being frozen. But yeah, it's staying in those lower pluses, maybe just barely dipping below zero, but still generally staying in that nice vicinity. Right now it's +3 in Lloydminster. That wind is quite lower than it was yesterday. It's only at 11 kilometers an hour today, and that's making it feel closer to zero. A few clouds here and there, but overall just a nice, beautiful day in Lloydminster and a great way to end the week and kick off the weekend. And you can see all over Alberta, it's just as nice. Everywhere else in Lac La Biche, it's +7, Edmonton +8, St. Paul and Vegreville, as well as Wainwright are at +5, Bonnyville and Vermilion are at +4, Cold Lake and Provost are both at +2, and Marwayne at +1 there. Over in Saskatchewan, a little bit cooler up north in Isle Cross, and Green Lake and Meadow Lake are both at -3. Pierceland +2, St. Walburg +1, Maidstone -1, Macklin +2, and North Battleford is at -5, so a little bit cooler there today. Tonight it's going to get down to -8 in North Battleford. Those clouds will be increasing, and that wind will be at 11 kilometers an hour, so not a very windy night, but cloudy and maybe just a little bit cooler than previous nights this week, but still quite nice compared to what we previously had earlier in the month. And headed into March, it's looking pretty good. Tomorrow, first day of March, North Battleford +2, mostly cloudy, so quite a nice day, nicer than today even. And that wind will be quite low, just at 9 kilometers an hour, so less windy, a little more cloudy, and a beautiful day. Tonight in Cold Lake, it's going to be -6, partly to mostly cloudy, and that wind once again won't be a huge issue. It should be a good night in Cold Lake, and tomorrow, once again, a beautiful day at +6, mild, and those clouds are going to be kind of varying throughout the day, and that wind once again won't be a big issue. It'll just be blowing at 11 kilometers an hour. Now let's take a look at tonight here right in Lloydminster. Partly cloudy. It's only going to get down to -6, and that wind is going to be going up by only 2 kilometers an hour, so more or less the same as we have now. Just a bit of a cooler night, but usually that's kind of how the game goes. It gets cooler as we head into the night. Now taking a look at tomorrow's forecast, first day of March, already a good way through 2025 it seems like. 6 a.m. intermittent clouds, -4 at noon. It's going to be more cloudy. It's going to get up to +2, and then 6 p.m. it's going to drop down to +1, so going to go down 1 whopping degree, and those clouds are going to stay the same. Then the clouds are going to die down by midnight, and it will be partly cloudy and -2. Now let's take a look at your 3-day forecast. We can see it's a beautiful weekend ahead. Maybe a little bit cloudy overall, but other than that, those temperatures will be nice. On Saturday, the high will be +3, and Sunday, the high will be +4. Then going into Monday, we'll have a high of +1, and it's going to be a little bit of a cloudier and breezier day. That's our first look at your evening weather. We'll be back with more news after the break.
LCHS is hosting their bi-provincial showdown tournament this weekend for both girls and boys at the JV level, and I was able to attend the first game of the weekend. The girls' tournament started off with a big rivalry game between the host LCHS Barons and the Holy Rosary Raiders. The Barons got off to an early lead in the first quarter and were able to get a large lead in the second half with some great offense and some key takeaways defensively to get the win to start the tournament.
Well, it's a fun game to start off with because we've got a rivalry against Holy Rosary's JV across town. What was awesome to see this game was the girls really working together. It's the end of the season, so you get to see the development and the skills that they've been working on really come together.
The Barons will hope to use the momentum from the win in their future matchups of the tournament.
Most of us on our team, we're more effort and attitude kind of girls, so we need to bring it from here up to here for the next game. Keep our courage going, and I feel like we can rock this tournament.
The Provincial Showdown has been running for a number of years, and for 2025, the pool of teams has expanded.
The cool part about this year is this is the biggest tournament that we've ever run. So typically we have 8 boys teams, 8 girls teams. This year we have 12 of each. So 24 teams. After this game, we're splitting this gym and we're running 3 courts all day today and tomorrow. And so that momentum and the noise and all of the traffic in the gym really brings the next level to it. And it's exciting to be a part of it. So.
Thomas Wildman, Primetime, local news. SGI has a new program that will help bring educational and empowering speakers to Saskatchewan schools and organizations. And this program was created to continue growing the message about safe driving. Abby St. John has more on the new speakers program.
I'm very happy to be joined here by SGI's Michaela Solomon. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, today we're talking about a new program that SGI is rolling out called the New Speakers Program. And this is a way to provide some funding for traveling speakers to help with safe driving in Saskatchewan, whether it be at conferences or at schools. So tell me a little bit more about this New Speakers Program and kind of the purpose of it and what your guys' goal is.
For sure. So SGI is excited to announce our brand new speakers program this week. What this program does is it provides a streamlined way for organizations, charities, workplaces, schools to book a speaker who talks about road safety. The bonus to that is SGI covers up to $1,000 in fees. So the breakdown is $500 towards the speaker's engagement fees and $500 in travel expenses for anywhere within Saskatchewan. So it makes it much more accessible for groups in the community to get some of that safe driving messaging to the people that need to hear it.
Why did SGI think that this sort of program was needed or was important? I think it's a fantastic way to get your guys' message out about safe driving through other speakers. So what was the decision behind this for SGI?
So I think the big goal to focus on here is that we want to talk about road safety. I always like to say messaging resonates with people in very different ways depending on who you are. For some people, it might be the Find a Safe Ride ad with the catchy song that sticks with them. For other people, it might be, the fact that there's active enforcement happening in their community. You see a stop check, maybe that changes some driving behavior. And for others, it's hearing an impactful and deeply personal story from someone who has had the unfortunate experience of really knowing the real first-person impact of these actions. For some of our speakers, they have suffered significant and very personal losses related to things like impaired and distracted driving. So it's all about just getting this messaging out in a variety of ways because everybody receives it in different ways, and this is just another tactic we can use to get this messaging across. So it's deeply personal, heartfelt, and authentic and unique to hear these stories from these individuals. So that's what we're trying to offer with this.
Absolutely. It definitely changes your thinking when you do hear those real life stories and you're like, yes, this actually happens. And more than not, someone in your life has been affected by impaired driving, by distracted driving, what names it. Someone is affected by it. And I think it's really important to have programs like this that kind of makes it a little bit more accessible. So for schools or organizations or groups that would like to book these speakers, is booking them changing anything, or do they have to go through SGI? How do they go through the New Speakers Program?
Absolutely. So if anyone's interested, all you have to do is head over to our website, sgi.sk.ca, search up Speakers Program. All the information you need is there, detailed kind of summaries on each of the speakers that we have signed on to the program so far, hoping to sign on a couple more in the near future. And yeah, there's an application process. In the past, it was just a little bit more less organized, like people would just call. Community outreach at SGI would set them up with a speaker that we were aware of, but it wasn't like a formal process. So this just makes it easy. You can go on that webpage, you can see the speakers that are available to you and put in an application.
Wonderful. Well, this is a fantastic new program, and I can't wait to learn more about it as you guys roll it out more and see how it actually works and looks like. So thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you the best of luck for this new program.
Thank you so much.
And now we'll take a look at your adorable pets with our pet picks of the day.
Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
Welcome back. Now let's take a second look at your evening weather. Right now in Lloydminster, it's +3. That wind not blowing quite as strong as it did yesterday. It's only blowing at 11 kilometers an hour as opposed to the 30 plus it was. It's feeling like 0 out, so quite a nice day. And we got just a few clouds kind of in the sky, but overall a pretty beautiful day out in the border city. And you can see it's nice everywhere. A little bit cooler in Cold Lake at +2. Athabasca and Edson are at +9. Whitecourt and Edmonton +8. Red Deer +4, Rocky Mountain House 6, and Jasper is at a nice 12. -12 in Prince Albert, Melfort -13, Meadow Lake -3, North Battleford -5, and Saskatoon -8. Uranium City is -12, Stony Rapids -16, Wollaston Lake -13, South End Reindeer -19, Flin Flon -15, and La Loche and Buffalo Narrows are at -9. So quite a bit cooler in northern Saskatchewan as compared to everywhere else, but that's usually how it goes. In Fort Chipewyan -10, Fort McMurray -4, High Level -5, +5 in Peace River and Slave Lake, and +6 in Grand Prairie. Now moving down south, quite warm in Banff, +10, Coronation +2, Calgary and Medicine Hat +9, and Lethbridge +14. Yorkton is -12, Regina -6, Moose Jaw -4, Estevan -7, and Swift Current is at +3, and Kindersley +1. So a little bit cooler in northern and southern Saskatchewan, but quite nice everywhere else. Tonight in Lloydminster, it's going to be partly cloudy and -6, and that wind is going to be at a nice light 13 kilometers an hour. Now let's take a look at some nightly temperatures throughout the region. In Meadow Lake and Bonnyville, it's going to be -5 tonight, and then in Provost, it'll be -6, and in Isle La Crosse, -11, Paradise Hill, -7. Now taking a look at some more temperatures from around the region, Murnum will be at -5, Pierceland -6, Unity -8, Wainwright -7, and Calgary -3, with some cloudier temperature, or some cloudier skies, but still overall pretty clear. Now taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we do have a beautiful weekend ahead and a beautiful week after that. On Saturday, it'll be cloudy with a high of +3. Sunday, those clouds are going to die down a bit, but it still will be mostly cloudy with that high at +4. And then on Monday, it'll be cloudy and breezy with a high of +1. Before we get into another week of some lower plus temperatures and some mostly cloudy days, it's not gonna dip below -10. It's only gonna get down to -8, and that's gonna be on Wednesday. And other than that, we do have some beautiful days ahead of us here in Lloydminster, and it's looking like March is going to come off to quite a nice start.
Yes, hopefully it will come in like a lamb and stay like a lamb throughout the whole month. Well, thank you so much, Lane. And for all of us here at Primetime Local News, have a great weekend, and we will see you on the next on the next cast.